Hello and welcome. This is Africa in 10 minutes, bringing you the latest business news as reported on Footprint Africa. I'm Chiamaka J. Uwadoka. Here are the headlines. Nigeria Stock Exchange, the third best performing globally. Tanzania, Rwanda agree on railway project. 14 plants come back in auto market. And now the story. The Nigerian Stock Exchange successfully navigated a host of bottlenecks in the past few years to become the third best performing stock market globally in 2017. Mr. Oscar Onyema, the CEO of the Nigerian Stock Exchange, said the Nigerian stock market recovered from macroeconomic headwinds, which led to a massive exodus of portfolio investors from the Nigerian capital market. However, since the turn of the year, the Bourse has recorded an unprecedented growth of 42.3%, making it one of the top performing capital markets of 2017. He attributed the growth recorded by the market to Central Bank of Nigeria's monetary policies that resulted in increased liquidity in the foreign exchange market. Speaking during the NSE 2017 market recap and outlook for 2018 in Lagos, Onyema said that the equity market activity rose by 121% from 576 billion naira in 2016 to 1.27 trillion naira. According to him, the initial public offering activity in the year remained mute, noting, however, that there were several other positive indicators, including the revival of supplementary listings and the return of new issuances. The value of supplementary listings increased by 27%, bringing the total value of equity issues in 2017 to 408 billion naira. On bonds, Onyema remarked that the NSE fixed income market recorded mixed performance. He said new bond issuances increased over the previous year, while bond yields gradually moderated from 2016 levels amidst easing inflation and greater FX stability. The NSE boss also noted that the NSE made steady progress on its strategic focus areas set out at the beginning of 2017. Onyema stated that the NSE reassessed its strategic agenda and has come up with a new corporate strategy for the 2018 to 2021 period that will, he said, satisfy our customers, boosting our domestic resource segment and enhancing our organization for a demutualized structure. Speaking on the outlook for 2018, Onyema remained bullish, noting that outlook for the Nigerian capital market is encouraging. Onyema explained that the NSE is on track to become a more agile and flexible demutualized securities exchange. He gave his assurances that the NSE will leverage on its knowledge and network to take Africa's financial markets to greater heights, saying that the exchange hopes to engage more people in an active manner. In other news, Tanzania and Rwanda have agreed to construct a standard gauge railway network connecting Isaka in Shinyanga to Kigali, with the key goal of linking the landlocked country to the port of Dar es Salaam. President John Magufuli revealed the agreement in the city after his talks with the visiting Rwanda President Paul Kagame at the State House in Dar es Salaam. President Kagame was in the country for a one-day state visit. The 400-kilometer track is meant to boost trade between Tanzania and Rwanda as part of the Central Railway network that runs from the port of Dar es Salaam. I do direct the ministers responsible for infrastructure from Tanzania to Rwanda to meet in 2 weeks' time to deliberate on the cost of implementing the project, Dr. Magufuli remarked. He further revealed that the design and feasibility study for the mega project had been finalized, stating that the railway network will haul cargo to Burundi and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Dr. Magufuli assured his Rwandan counterpart that once all procedures are finalized, they will lay a foundation stone for the railway network from Isaka to Kigali in Rwanda. At present, Tanzania has initiated construction of the railway network on standard gauge, measuring over 700 kilometers from Dar es Salaam to Makupotora in Dodoma. The project is expected to cost over 7 trillion upon completion. Dr. Magufuli was, however, unhappy that trade between Dar es Salaam and Kigali is decreasing, citing statistics from last year which showed that shipment destined to Rwanda from the port of Dar es Salaam was just 950,000 tons as of last year. The head of state revealed further that trade balance between the two countries had been fluctuating since 2011. During the financial year 2011, trade balance between Tanzania and Rwanda stood at 106.54 billion, but the amount decreased to 27.34 billion in 2012. It grew to 132.21 billion in 2013 and again plummeted to 64.45 billion in 2014. Speaking at the occasion, President Kagame assured Dr. Magufuli that his country was committed to conducting business with Tanzania for the well-being of people from the two countries and the East African region as a whole. Moving on, Chinese automaker Beki 14 Motor is making a return to the local market after its maiden operations through 14 East Africa floundered. The multinational is set to launch 2 models, Savannah an SUV and Oman GTL a prime mover. It was not immediately clear if Fortin will be selling the vehicles directly or if it has appointed another dealer. The multinational's re-entry comes after the implosion of Fortin East Africa last year, when its vehicles were seized by the taxman and its assembly plant put on auction by a bank for default. The dealer's collapse came after it failed to secure a sizable share of the local market, where other Chinese brands such as Chery, JMC, Sinotruk and Grand Tiger have used relatively lower pricing to gain ground. The firm's failure was a breakaway from the experience of other Chinese multinationals that have bagged large contracts, especially from the government. And finally this week, Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority (GPHA) says it handled a total of 21 million metric tons of cargo in 2017, exceeding its set target of 20 million metric tons. The number represents 2 million metric tons increase over the 19 million metric tons recorded in 2016. Figures from the Ports Authority shows this gross of cargo was carted by the 1,850 vessels that called at the Tema and Takoradi ports within the same period, which also showed a slight increase over the 1,830 vessel calls that were recorded in 2016. Although the number of vessel calls fell short of the GPHA's target of 1,900, the authority explains that most of the vessels that berthed at the country's ports were larger vessels with huge loads of import. The GPHA boss indicated that prospects for the country's sea trade sector remain bright, describing 2018 as a year of action. He noted, "We are positioning ourselves to be able to accommodate, even grow up to the next 50 years, both in the Tema and Takoradi port." The port remains the hub of economic development. It is the nerve center of every economy. When the sector grows, it translates to all facets of the economy and vice versa. To help maximize the economic gains of the maritime sector, Mr. Ansah said his outfit will be very particular about export diversification this year. This, he said, will be achieved through strong collaboration with stakeholders in the exports chain, specifically the Ghana Exports Promotion Authority, the Ghana Exim Bank, the Ghana Shippers Authority, as well as the Ghana Free Zones Board and the Ghana National Chamber of Commerce. He said if you look at the structure of the economy, imports constitute about 65 to 70% of trade, and any country that has trade imbalance or deficit is bound to face difficulties. To accelerate the growth of exports, we will forge closer collaboration with the various export-based institutions to develop a common strategy that can be implemented to help diversify the economy. Mr. Ansah further indicated that by year-end, most of GPHA's processes and procedures will be fully automated to make the port community friendlier to businesses. We intend to completely automate the processes of the vessel and cargo handling as well as operational and management function by the end of the year to make the port community more conducive to business, he added. With this, we conclude on this week's news. Please stay tuned for a recap of the story. Nigeria Stock Exchange, the third best performing globally. Tanzania, Rwanda agree on railway project. Fortin plans comeback in auto market. And in Ghana, cargo traffic reaches 21 million metric tons.
To keep up with the trending business news in Africa, stay connected. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and connect with us on LinkedIn. These news and reports are called from Footprint Africa. For daily updates and more business news in Africa, log on to www.footprintafrica.com today. Footprint Africa, business news made in Africa by Africans.